are the owner of Bakery. Why you chose like to be an entrepreneur or maybe a business owner?
My mom says that when I was younger, when they would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would say the boss.
What you think you have to sacrifice the most in order to become who you are?
I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe that work-life balance is something that somebody that didn't work a lot made up.
What the hardest challenge that you actually face in this journey?
I had no savings when I started my business whatsoever, not a dollar.
What did you learn so far from like being an entrepreneur?
We've got to evolve past the problem. So like, what can I do? Who can advise me? I ask people for advice.
What makes this brand grow this fast?
I look at every single thing that we do as the consumer.
If you want to advise somebody, what the 5 steps that you advise her to do today? Go from where she is at to where you are right now. $1 billion table is where you educate yourself to do better. I believe business is life. So if you're already doing good in business, you will do good in life. But if you're not doing good in life, you will never do good in business. Everything is connected, and we are here to figure out, because when we know more, we can do more. And when you do more and you do better, you can actually have a better life. And we are here with Abi. I'm blessed and grateful for your time. Thank you so much for coming.
Me.
Of course, you are the owner of Bakery, right?
That's right.
And that's again, I believe it's a great touch for New Orleans. A lot of people that's waiting for this, and my wife loves what you do, which is this is.
I'm glad.
This is she doesn't love everything, but she loves what you do. And
I'm glad.
I appreciate what you're doing, and I think again you really did something that you're giving New Orleans a different touch, because everything here is old school, is a French. And when you came with your business, and actually we've been there, and I love the decoration, the way you package it, everything looks so nice. So, and you know, they said if you can't do a good product or a greater product, make it look
good,
right? But you have a greater product.
I make sure to do both.
Right. So you have a greater product, and it looks really great.
Thank you.
So, how you introduce yourself?
Well, I am 30 years old, but I started when I was 27. Wow. So it's been a journey. I say I started when I was 27. I opened my first storefront at 27.
Wow.
So it was, it's been a journey, but it's been 3 years that we've been in business this November, actually. And so New Orleans is our second location. Our first location is in Hammond, where I live with my husband. So that location did really well, and I always really wanted to be in more of, I guess, a bigger city. So we picked New Orleans because we love New Orleans so much, and we already spent a lot of our personal time here. So it felt like a natural extension to come over here.
That's amazing. At 27 years old and a business owner, it's a great, but I think it's not easy, right?
It's definitely not easy, for sure.
But why you choose? A lot of people now, especially I believe, they always looking for, you know, the degree, the stable job, and being in a business by yourself or even with a family is risky though.
For sure.
So why you chose like to be an entrepreneur or maybe a business owner and not?
Yeah, I mean, my mom says that when I was younger, when they would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would say the boss.
Wow.
So that's kind of where I just always felt like I was supposed to be in charge of myself, not necessarily to boss people around, but I always have wanted to take control of my life. Like, I want to do something for me. I want to make my life better. I grew up with very, very little. My mom was a single mom of 3 girls. Wow. So she worked nights in the hospital. She's a nurse. And I just felt like I knew how hard she worked, and I wanted to work hard as well, but I wanted to do it because I wanted to, not necessarily because I had to.
Wow, that's amazing. So going back to that time, and which is great to actually, a lot of people they don't go back to understand what the younger self wants to be, you know. And I think that's why people don't, you know, I believe we have the inner child, right?
I agree.
And I think that's and for me, the first communication with my inner child was like super great, because I heard and I knew something about myself that's allowed me to do so much better now. And I think now when you just say that when you was kids and going back to that time and believe in that person that's want to be a boss and understanding this is, I really appreciate that, because
Yeah.
this is, takes a lot. But going back to that time, how it feels like going back, growing up in Huma? Let's go ahead.
I grew up in Alexandria, Louisiana.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, my mom worked a lot. We missed out on a lot. She was a single mom, so I didn't really get the opportunity to do everything that I wanted to do. But I did believe that if I worked hard enough, that I could put myself in a position to do anything that I wanted to do. And that is what propels me even now. Like, I always want to do what I want to do within reason, you know, but I want to be able to do what I want to do, whether that's monetarily or scheduling. If I have a family one day, then I want to be able to be with my family and spend my time. Time is so precious to me. I get very little free time running my business, so I like to use it
wisely,
how I can. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. And I mean, I like that because I think the past is shape who we are, right?
For sure, I agree.
So what skills, how did you learn and become who you are today?
I hate to say my childhood trauma, you know, but no, I mean, really.
No, I mean, you can't talk about it. Because
yeah, I mean, I grew up in, it was kind of a little bit of a tumultuous environment, and something I always craved was stability. And I think that's where my desire for control comes from, to make sure that I set myself up in a way that I don't really have to rely on anybody else. Like, I want to be able to rely on myself. I want to rely on my finances. I want to rely on knowing what I can do. And that is what made me want to be a business owner. That's what made me, quit my job and decide to open a business, because I was working for someone else and I felt like I had qualities to make their business better. But I finally just said, why am I not doing this for me? Like, I believe in myself. I know I could. So why don't I just try?
Wow. And what you used to work before?
So I actually I worked for several different people, but essentially I was a personal assistant. So I worked for affluent people in the community as their personal assistant. So anything that they needed done, whether that was in their business or outside of their business. So it was kind of like a personal assistant in a sense.
That's a blessing. That's great. So what do you think that's the most skill, the skill that business owner need the most?
I think that to be a successful business owner, you have to be willing to make sacrifices and make peace with knowing that you're going to have to make sacrifices. And I just feel like you can't really go into a business thinking that you can control everything. So when I say I want to control my life, I mean, to a degree, my business controls me essentially, but I want to have the power to do what I want to do. So I think that, you know, to be willing to be flexible in your business, like, that's a requirement.
That's right. I just like how you said, like, the trauma, and it's just, I think that's related also to my story, because I feel like the trauma that we've been through, first, I think there's a lot of people, they don't heal from that trauma. They carry it with them and they hurt themselves, they hurt people around them, and that's a tough life to be in, to be honest. But to actually leverage or use that trauma to understand who you are and heal and overcome and become powerful, like how I see you right now. I already see a powerful lady, a high self-esteem, self-confident. And this is actually when you overcome that trauma, and which is okay. We all have a bad or good past. It doesn't matter, but we actually, that what shape us right now.
That's right.
So
I go to therapy too. I mean, like that's a big part of my story, you know, is like you say to use our trauma, like really my trauma was using me for a long time in the way that I acted and behaved. And one of the best things that I ever did for my business was go to therapy. I go to therapy once a week. I've been in therapy once a week for 2 years.
Wow.
And I'm not the same business owner that I was 2 years ago because of that.
If they don't know you, they can't pay you. Let's face it. And if you really want to elevate, if you want to get to the next level in your business, you need us. You need Let's Go Viral team, because we know exactly how to bring your business, your service, or your product to the right target audience. Listen, it's not about just try, it's about to do it, right? And we are so confident because we have done this to ourselves, to our company, and we are doing it for a lot of clients, and we want to collaborate with you. Listen, this is something gonna work in 90 days. So if you're really ready, if you're hungry and you wanna elevate, we have the perfect team for you. Just go ahead and DM us. In the description, you will see the link for our website so we can set up a meeting and we can go viral. Let's go viral. Let's do it. Let's work. Right. So what that's like, because a lot of people they have an ego because they, oh no, I'm not going to no therapy. Oh no, I think I know better. I can do better. You know, some people actually go to alcohol. Some people fix it, which is all respect. If people like to drink, that's their thing. You know, but when it become like a medicine, it's bad though.
Right.
Yeah, some people with bills, some people with drugs. So what makes you go to the therapies? Why?
So,
if you don't mind.
yeah, I mean, I had been in and out of therapy when I was younger, so it wasn't like a new concept.
Okay.
But for me, when I started leading a team of women, and I had people that were looking at me for every decision and how do we move forward, there were definitely times in my business that I felt like I acted inappropriately in the beginning. Just my emotions were out of control. You're under so much stress, and when you open your business for the first time, you think that every small thing is just the end of the world. Like every single little problem, how a customer felt, if something was messed up, you know. And my husband actually helps me with this a lot too, and because he's a baseball coach. So he's like, if my kids don't understand something, that's a me problem. I must not be teaching them. I must not be showing them.
Wow.
And that, along with therapy, is like when I realized that my team was, let's say they made a mistake, and I didn't know how to process that they, you know, I would be so upset, but I don't want to yell. I don't want to act out. So I would just be silent. I would be completely silent.
Right.
Then everybody would be silent.
Wow.
And the energy was so negative, you know, and we're all working in a very small space together. And it was inappropriate. I knew something was not right, you know, like there has to be a better way to process this, you know.
Right.
And so that actually, after that happened a few times, I didn't like the way I felt about not knowing what to do to make this a better, more positive environment. Mistakes happen. And obviously that comes with hindsight as well. Having a business for 3 years now, like, I mean, the store could flood and I'm like, all right, well, what are we going to do? You know, but in the beginning, you don't know because you have nothing to compare it to. Absolutely. And so that's what made me call a therapist. I was like, I cannot subject my team to my moodiness, or not necessarily moodiness, but my inappropriate emotions of how do I handle when something goes wrong, because inevitably something is always going to go wrong.
Right. So you said 2 years, which is, I appreciate and respect this decision to do it, because you haven't done it just for you. It's for your husband, for your business, for your team you have. And now I think for us, because we are one though. So what the change, you said like you are a different business owner from 2 years to now, right? What the change? What you think you overcome?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely slower to get upset. You know, when something bad happens, like I no longer feel like it's the end of the world. I don't feel like everything's spiraling out of control. I kind of am able to look at things through a different lens of, okay, this happened. I'm allowed to feel something about it, whether that's a negative emotion or, you know, I'm upset with somebody. Maybe the employee has been told 1,000,000 times not to do that and they did it anyway. I'm allowed to feel upset about that, but in the end, like, this is a workplace, and so I feel that. I will handle that part later. but for right now, what can I do to help my employee learn from this?
Right.
Or are they not a good fit? Like, I go more into a problem solving mode as opposed to a shutdown completely.
React. Right, right. That's powerful. I think this is a leadership, and this is great to have in the business and life, because as you say, there is something gonna go wrong sometimes. You know.
Every day.
You know, and if you're not
Just
ready,
waiting.
yeah, I know. That's so. I think right now with like what you did is really great. Again, in 27 years to have the and to make a decision to quit your job and to take this risk, right? And I heard that you just told me there is so much sacrifice, right?
For sure.
So, you know, being a wife, being a daughter, I know how much family that means to us, and how much we think and we believe that we have to support as we get from. So how you manage and balance and control all this, what you think you have to sacrifice the most in order to become who you are?
I cannot say that there is work-life balance. I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe that work-life balance is something that somebody that didn't work a lot made up,
right.
Because it's simply not true. There is no perfect balance. It's more of what's getting 80, what's getting 20, what's getting 20, what's getting 80. And sometimes my family does take the back burner. And unfortunately, I don't live close to my family. They live 2 to 3 hours away.
Okay.
So I don't get to see them as often as we'd like. But I also don't believe that if I worked in the same place 8 to 5,
right.
that I would see them as often
Absolutely.
as I like. So for me, it's more like, okay, well, if let's say I'm desperate to see them, I miss them so much. On a Tuesday, I can say, I'm going to go see them tonight.
Right.
And I can do that because
right.
I make my own hours.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that, I don't work 60 to 80 hours a week.
That's right.
It just means I have the ability to change my schedule, and I think that if you were working at 8 to 5, the same thing, like it would be the same. I still don't live close to them.
Right.
So we just try to stay in touch, via phone calls. But that is something that I'm still to this day working on, is like responding back to people. There is so much that happens in a day for me that sometimes I miss things completely, or I forget somebody's birthday. I don't remember something until after the fact. And I guess I'm still trying to learn, like, what do I do?
Right.
I can just acknowledge it after, and that's really the best. But I just don't think that people realize, there is a lot of sacrifice, but you can either choose to make those sacrifices up front,
right,
or you can not make them at all and work 8 to 5 for somebody else the rest of your life,
later.
And have Saturdays and Sundays, and that's it.
And I think I don't believe they own them though. Like Saturday and Sunday, I think there is so much. I mean, now when
you neglect all your week
right.
problems because you're at work during 8 to 5, so everything you needed to do,
you're gonna do it on Saturday.
You're doing on Saturday and Sunday.
Right. A lot of people see the glory, but they don't know the story. And I think maybe because today with the social media, when they see this guy made like $30 million online, you know, and this dude become like a business owner. This dude is doing crypto stuff. They just see the outcome. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. How much they even when you're talking right now about your husband as a coach, he trained this kid so much in order for him to win one time. So people see the time when he wins, they don't even know how many hours he actually trained.
That's right.
For this win. And excuse me, and I think this is unfair for us, or for you, for people who actually winning because you just win, or you win because this is who you are. Because like now, I mean, I heard a lot of people, his family set him up. This dude, he knows this dude. Because his connection. I'm like, bro, no matter what he knows and who is his family, there is no way for him to be successful because his family is successful.
You have to apply
I know so much dumb people from a successful, parents.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm sorry, but I know that. Like there is people, I'm like, they don't even know what to do with their money. They don't know what to do with their knowledge. They're just losing every day with the background of success. So, and I think that's what a lot of people today, I believe they need to know. Sacrifice is like, for me, I haven't seen my family for 10 years now.
Wow.
And like when my mom crying on the phone because she want to see me, I mean, even now I'm having my first kid, and it was just like, I feel like so blessed and grateful for it. But I feel like, do I really want to like be weak and feel like this is, or I have to be stronger for my son, or understand that it's okay maybe to don't have it all, but you have to have what you really set up. Like that's the goal. I cannot follow my emotion. I cannot feel weak. I cannot show, oh, because she's crying, I have to cry, or because she's tired, I have to get tired. I have to be stronger so I can help more, I can give more or support more. And yeah, I think this is what makes me sometimes frustrated. He's like, oh, like right now, even like I've been a refugee for 10 years. Oh, you got the Arab money. I'm like, bro, like relax, you know? And like, even like now with like, oh, this dude is his dad, this dude is white, this dude is black. I'm like, man, doesn't make any sense for me. Like, it's just, if you work hard, you will get what you work for. But if you're wishing stuff, that's gonna stay like for
I agree.
What's called like a New Year's Eve resolution.
Yeah, your
yeah,
resolution. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what the hardest challenge that you actually face in this journey?
I guess monetarily would be like the biggest challenge. I had no savings when I started my business whatsoever. Like not a dollar in savings, nothing. We were living paycheck to paycheck. I made $45,000 a year when we opened the business, and my husband made teacher salary. So we did not have extra money just like lying around waiting for us to start a business. But it didn't really ever deter me. I never thought to myself, like, when we save up this much money, we're going to open a business.
Yeah.
My husband is more like that. Like, he's very secure, you know, like just.
Are you Gemini?
I'm a Virgo.
Virgo, okay, wow, okay.
But I just was not really worried about the money aspect. I was like, this is what I want, and we're going to have to do this to get it, and so we're going to have to find a bank.
If they don't know you, they can't pay you. Let's face it. And if you really want to elevate, if you want to get to the next level in your business, you need us. You need Let's Go Viral team, because we know exactly how to bring your business, your service, or your product to the right target audience. Listen, it's not about just try, it's about to do it, right? And we are so confident because we have done this to ourselves, to our company, and we are doing it for a lot of our clients, and we want to collaborate with you. Listen, this is something gonna work in 90 days. So if you're already ready, if you're hungry and you wanna elevate, we have the perfect team for you. Just go ahead and DM us. In the description, you will see the link for our website so we can set up a meeting and we can go viral. Let's go viral. Let's do it. Let's work. That's right.
You know.
OPM.
So I called probably, 7 or 8 banks before a single bank would give me a loan, an unsecured loan. Like, I have nothing.
Right.
So I'm going to pay it back. I promise. That was me. And finally, a local bank, a guy he believed in me, and he went to the higher ups at the bank, and they said, absolutely not. You know, so he came back, he's like, it doesn't look good. I'm like, I need $40,000. Like, I can make it happen. My business plan called for $100,000.
Wow.
But I was like, we don't need that. Okay. We're going to make it work. I was like, just get what you can get, you know. So one day he called me. I remember vividly, I was like pulling into Chick-fil-A to get lunch.
Wow.
And he said, okay, I got some money for you.
Oh my
I got
God.
$20,000. I'm like, Jeff, that's not going to work. We need more than $20,000. And he said, well, that's all I've got. That's what they're willing to give. I'm like, call them back right now and tell them we want 40. And if they give you 40, they will never hear from me again. Like, right. I promise, that's it. That's all I need. You know, just give me 40. And he called me back like a couple of hours later. He was like, you got 40, but that's it. No more.
Let's go.
And I just was like sobbing. It was so amazing. And I was like, okay, we got 40, you know, like I didn't know if we were going to get it or not. Somebody was going to give me something. I didn't know who, but it worked out. And so we actually ended up getting 40 from that bank, a $40,000 unsecured commercial loan with literally no money in the bank. And then I think we put our house up for collateral.
Okay.
That's a good, yeah. So I think we did put up so maybe it was secured. We put up our house as collateral, and which didn't bother me at all. I was like, we're going to pay this off. You could take the house, whatever, that's fine. And I just signed on the dotted line, and then we got $10,000 from the Downtown Development District in Hammond because they have a program for small businesses. So we got $10,000 from them, so we had $50,000 total. And I cut that money up so tight, you would not even believe. I mean, every appliance that we bought used. Every employee started, we paid them $8 an hour, but they made tips. And I was my business plan called for 3 employees and myself, and that was it. And we were going to run it. And I think we ended up starting with around 6 or 7, so it was a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I was just ready not to pay myself. And then we ended up paying off both of those loans. I think the $10,000 one was stupid interest, like we just kind of let that one ride. But the $40,000 loan we paid off, we opened in November, and I made my last payment in May of the following year.
Wow,
so 6 months.
That's a blessing. That's great. So what did you learn so far from like being an entrepreneur? It's been like 3 years now, right?
Yeah, 3 years of owning a storefront. So I opened kind of my business in my house before that to kind of make some traction. So, but I mean, I guess just perseverance. Like the money story is definitely a testament to perseverance. And that is one of, I would say, my better qualities. Like I will not quit. I will do whatever it takes to get whatever is necessary. There would be no batter without a loan. I had no money. So somebody had to give me some money. So yeah, I mean, and I do that every day. Like with every problem, it's the same thing. The problem can't be the end. We've got to evolve past the problem. So like, what can I do? Who can advise me? I ask people for advice often, you know, or if I can't come to a conclusion by myself, like I ask my husband, or my hardest questions go to my husband because he's very level-headed, and he's not super emotional. For me, you know, something happens, I'm like, oh, that's it, you know, but for him, he's very level-headed. And so I think just getting advice from people that know more than you, super important, but also, I guess, perseverance, I would say. I'm not going to stop. Like, I can't stop.
Yeah, that's powerful, though. I love it. I think this is really important because, I mean, it's just, if you stop, they said the only way to fail is by giving up. There is nothing called failed if you keep going and if you keep trying. And by just like what you said, my mentor said, like the greatest achievement happened by other people's money. It's like when you have the idea, you cannot fund it. You have to
yourself. Yeah, I've heard that.
You cannot fund it yourself. Like you know, Apple or let's say Tesla and all this big great people, they actually get fund in order to become who they are. And even still, like if you look to Apple can pay their bill, like they can pay their loans or their debts in 2 months. They never did. They keep getting money from the bank because now the banks support them.
That's right.
You know, and if you go to the bank with a new idea, with a new phone idea, the bank will never give you money because their money already with Apple. So they're not gonna be, you know, that's a great idea. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, also ask somebody else. I like that because I think a lot of people, their ego is just to do what they think it's right and to do what they know, and if they know is good enough, they're not supposed to be where they are. You know, but a lot of them, they say, oh, I know this, I figure out this, I Google this, that's cool, but people who actually experience this, they have a better answer from whatever Google and ChatGPT, right? And yeah, because I believe in experience. I think because my background, I think experience is really more important from any, like even if you read the book, if you don't apply it, don't give me no advice. I don't need people now with like, you know, relationship. If I ask somebody who have no relationship and who actually in a bad relationship, he may miss my life, you know, and the same thing with business, with money. If the person not qualified, it's just you're going backward, I think.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, and I think it's important, like for me, anytime I get something done, I say, I want 3 quotes. I need a quote from this person. What am I supposed to compare this to? You just gave me a number. It means nothing. And that's how I feel about advice from other people. I may not use it. It may mean nothing to me. You know, you may say it and I'm like, I'm not going to do that internally. But how else would I have anything to base? I mean, am I just supposed to listen to all of my own thoughts? I'm crazy, you know, when I could be thinking anything, you know? So I like to kind of get a feel for other people's opinions and advice, especially in kind of in, not necessarily just baking, but in business in general, or people that I trust their judgment, because I need something to help me form. Like, I don't want to just go rogue on every single decision, you know? And I do the same thing with my business. If our air breaks, if we need a plumber, I say, get me 3 quotes. I'm not just going to pick the first one that comes up, you know, or just call somebody and say, oh, that sounds like a good price. You know, we need options. We need other outside sources to help us make an informed decision.
That's powerful. I think that's what I love too. The idea of life coaching or a mentorship. I mean, it's just insane, because like when I look to my mentor and how much he did and how much he's doing, and you know, and how many people he helping, I feel like it's really great. Even like the way I build, like again, the self-confident level, I feel like this is one of the biggest gifts I feel God blessed me with. I think I was able to manifest it in so many people around me as well, that they can like be confident, they can depend on themselves, and not just on the as you say, like the problem doesn't control how they feel. They start to take advantage and solve this problem. And I like what you're doing. I really do. So one thing we realized that you're doing so good. This is really great.
Thank you.
By being online, by maybe doing this marketing, like quality that, I mean, the strategy you're doing. So tell us a little bit, like what makes this brand grow this fast?
So I do all of our marketing. I do have, my manager helps me with like our social media stories, but as far as like our marketing campaigns or like marketing ideas, that is what I feel like I really excel at.
Right.
I look at every single thing that we do as the consumer.
Okay.
We are not doing anything that would just sell to me. I look at everything through a much bigger lens of what do my customers want, what is important to my customers, what value can I give my customers. Especially like with Taylor Swift just released a new album.
Right.
I don't really listen to Taylor Swift. I wouldn't consider myself a big fan. I actually have a friend that's a huge Taylor Swift fan. So he told me about the album. And it's like, okay, so I know that majority of our audience, our demographic, they want Taylor Swift stuff.
Of course.
So here we are, here's your Taylor Swift line,
right.
You know, and that ended up being our biggest pre-order ever. And I think I can't just do everything that I would want to see. I have to look at it through what does everybody else want. And I feel like when I started my business from my house and put it on Facebook, immediately, I mean, the response just from people in Hammond, they didn't have anything like that there at the time.
At all.
There was no small, sweet treat, like cute, wrapped up, and just, you know, that didn't exist in Hammond at the time. And not that as I knew it. And so as soon as we brought the concept, it was immediate. This community was like, yes, this. And I said, okay. And so you just keep building on top of that and using their input. Especially in the beginning of my business, I always ask, like, what do you guys want to see? What was your favorite thing we did? What do you want us to do next? I use all of that input and feedback to decide what I am going to do next.
Awesome.
Because that's what matters. I mean, I'm not buying everything they are, you know. So what do you want from me? Because I'm going to give it to you. Just tell me what you want.
That's a blessing. I love that too, because wow, you know, a lot of people want to sell what they have, and wise people sell what people need. You know, and that's so when we first moved to Miami, I have this idea. So I was driving, as I told you, I was driving taxi. So every day my prayer was, God, I love you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I know I'm driving right now, but so I'm like, tell me what should I do to become the passenger. I'm happy being the driver, but I want to be the passenger. I have a big vision already. So people around me was already telling me I'm crazy about it. So every day, and one time I'm like, I have to know what the passenger's doing so I can at least become the
Right.
passenger because these people, you know. So I'm like, okay, let's ask before this what you do for a living. I don't even know
Write
what
it
he
down.
I'm like, man, what you do? What you do for work? Everybody. And this dude, he's a lawyer. I'm like, no way, I'm not gonna be a fucking lawyer now. I mean, with love and respect, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go to school. And this dude is a doctor. This dude is a whatever. And then one guy came to my car with like just a little bag, and since he came in on a phone, he's talking. I'm like, how this guy just like traveling in one bag? Like, what's going on? Like, this, like, I'm just thinking, I'm driving, and then he finished the phone right before we get to the airport. I'm like, listen, man, I have one question. Man, I'm like, what you do for a living? He's like, I do my dream work. I have my dream work. I'm like, there is a dream work? He's like, yeah, I do it. I'm like, sure. He's like, do you see this? I only have my laptop here. I travel every state, anywhere I want, and I do my money online.
Wow.
I'm like, you do that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I'm like, what that looks like? He's like, go to YouTube and write Shopify and online business on whatever on Shopify. I never heard this before. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I drop him off. This is the first time in my life I don't go back to work. Promise. I'm like, again, the work 16, 17 hours. Like,
Yeah.
cab drivers, they go sleep, come back, and I'm still there. So I'm like, man, I'm not gonna make 700. I was making $700 a day sometimes. I'm like, wow. Well, I'm like, man, just go home and I figure out what he's saying. I decided. I went back home and I started looking at it, and I seen these people doing online stores and how free to the beginners, and I'm like, wow, God is great. So I'm like, baby, listen. She's like, what? I'm like, I figure out we're gonna be entrepreneurs. We're gonna make money. She's like, okay, let's go. So I love her so much. She believed in me. I'm really grateful because she support me.
Imagine if you came home and someone did say, let's go. Like, she was there. She said it. That's all you needed.
Not just my English, she helped me with the way, so many things I believe I wasn't able. That's why I feel like God knows what you need, but what you want is your job,
Yeah.
So he gave me what I need. So now what we want is my thing. So we moved to Miami, and I'm like, listen. So we figured out our apartment. The dude said we need 7 days to get the apartment. And we are like, our budget is so good, but it's no tie. At the same time,
Yeah.
like, only good for 7 days, So I'm like, so we went to a hotel, like close to the apartment. And I'm like, listen, baby, in this 7 days, I will do nothing but on my laptop, and I will figure out how to make the store. And from my eyes, when the store is out, we are rich. We make money.
Yeah.
So again, to the product story, I'm like, what are we gonna sell? Because it's drop shipping. You don't have to own the product. You just,
Right.
get the
Facilitate.
Right. And I'm like, I was on the ocean because we have like the hotel have like the balcony on the ocean. I'm like, wow, everybody have a swimsuit there. I maybe have to sell swimsuits right now. Boom, 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 boom. I figured out that every steps here, my English still like not that. I'm like, okay. I'm doing it 1, 2, and then boom, the website is out. We have a swimsuit, and now we have to sell. And nobody knows that we exist.
Yeah.
Nobody knows nobody knows.
Swimsuits.
Right. So I'm like, maybe the product is crazy, maybe the name, maybe the domain. I don't know the marketing. That's the issue. Then we did the glasses, right? We did the glasses, the red light glasses. I think people is actually this could help people, whatever.
Oh, blue light glasses.
The blue light glasses. And then the first order we got was his friend, because we sent the link to everybody on our counters. And she ordered, and we made maybe $2.50 from it, and the order doesn't get there, and we have to return the money again. So. And that's after like 2 years, and then I'm like, baby, listen, we have to study this business. I'm so active, I'm so positive, but we have to know what business looks like. So we went to Tony Robbins, I love this dude. and he said this is the first one, like what you said. Don't sell what you like, sell what the people need. And this has changed my perspective about business, because now I don't want to just to bring product to the market. I have to look what people are looking for and just propose it the right way. And this is what you did. And the marketing, like I like. So how much do you think that marketing is important for business?
Oh, it's the most important thing.
Ready?
I think so.
Why do you think so?
Well, for me, I mean, what sets my business apart from anybody else doing the same thing, if not my marketing does?
Right.
I mean, anybody can make a brownie.
Right.
And a lot of people can make a good brownie.
Right.
But not a lot of people can make a gorgeous brownie.
Right.
And not a lot of people can make you think that it's gorgeous and that it's going to taste good.
Wow.
So, I mean, I think marketing is huge. Like, that's exactly what there is not a post that we make. Of course, I mean, I make most of the posts, but the pictures, the way we take the pictures, why we take it, why we posted it at that time, what's the caption say, what time are we posting it, what day of the week is a brownie relevant. There are certain days that we'll only post a picture of a pastry because that day we sell mostly pastries that morning, but that afternoon we're not that busy. I mean, there's just so much that goes into it. It requires
psychologist, though.
Yes, I mean, it requires a lot of thought. And my manager, who sometimes helps me with social media, she's learning a lot. You know, she is just like, okay, I would have never. You know, we'll edit a picture. We take all of our own pictures for the most part and edit them all. I edit them all in Lightroom. And I've been trying to train her on how to edit, you know, and she'll show me 2 pictures. I'm like, no, you know, she's like, these all look the same to me, you know, and it does require an eye. And that's why I think that not a lot of people, I mean, not everybody can do it, because it does require a trained eye. It requires an insane attention to detail. And for me, although my therapist would say that my attention to detail probably comes from my traumatic childhood, I think that that's like one of the best assets I have. If I walk into the bakery right now, and let's say they closed up last night and I got there this morning, I could tell you what was moved, what's in a different spot. Nothing gets past me. I notice everything, whether that's in my personal life, and sometimes it's a curse. You know, you don't need to notice everything. But I mean, it requires a superior attention to detail to be able to do marketing at that level. But I solely believe that my business would have been nowhere if I didn't have that skill, or at least not as successful as it has been. I mean, literally anybody can make a brownie. Right. You know?
No, I agree. I think they said not the best product is the winning product. The most known product is the winning product. And I feel like a lot of people focusing on perfection, not focusing on being known. And with the time and with what's going on in this time, it's just crazy how people passing opportunity because they're really investing in the wrong place. Like right now with you doing and the investment in the marketing and campaign and the time and the skill and all this actually skills is so important when people actually focusing on sometimes making a better brownie, which is better brownies already exist, but better marketing is not.
And marketing is expensive. Like, to pay someone, that's another thing. I didn't have to pay anybody to market for me. I would say I'm a natural at it, truly. Like, it came very natural to me. I've never taken a course, you know, it's just something that I already had. But let's say you don't, thousands of dollars. It costs thousands of dollars to get someone that's qualified to do that level of marketing for you. And not only thousands of dollars, it takes a ton of time. It's a lot of time invested to do it yourself. So you can either invest the time, which I choose to do because I have more control over it, or you can invest thousands of dollars. So you have to choose.
And I think it's just like what you said is so much important, and people, I think they don't even understand how powerful it is the intention that you have. Like, you know what day to post, you know what time to post, and why you're supposed to post this post. A lot of people are doing random stuff, like they do whenever they remember, whenever they took the picture, and they just do it whenever they can. And I think that's why the return is so bad. And even like with the marketing agency, that's why I did my marketing agency, by the way. when I put my book out and I did my first course and we were in Miami, and again, I'm like, man, listen, we're gonna be rich, no time. I got you. And boom, 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 boom. The book is out. I spend the money on the book. I spend the money on t-shirts. I spend the money on the course, on recording the course, the camera.
Yeah.
And there is nobody knows that we have them. And now we broke. We have like nowhere to go. We really have to figure out, or we just have, we're gonna lose. I called somebody. I'm like, man, listen, I heard that you are great in marketing. What do you think? This is the project. This is what I have. This is what I did. This is who I am. And it's like, yeah, we can do it. $20,000. It's gonna be so great.
My
3
goodness.
months. I'm like, man, $20,000. I can't do that. He's like, I can't do it too. I'm like, man, you think you just said it's gonna make a lot of money. Let's make this money, and I can't give you a percentage. He's like, it's gonna make a lot of money for you. I'm making a lot of money regardless. So if you want to help you need to bring $20,000. That was in Miami. I promise. I remember this. Like, I remember how I was sitting down on the laptop. I feel like at that time I found the solution, but the dude shocked me with the number. I thought he was gonna say 5, 7, 6, but he said, "You're not gonna spend $20,000 to make $100,000." I'm like, no, I will if I have them. But like, let's just work with me. He's like, no, I can't. And he was so mean, and I can't. So that's energy he gave me. I'm like, bro, listen, if I have this money, I'm not gonna give it to you, regardless who you are. I'm gonna go learn and make it myself. And I'm like, okay, who's the biggest marketer in the guy in the world? Let me see. And boom, Grant Cardone. I'm like, okay, salute. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start reading his book, watch his stuff, and then the camera guy who was working with me, his camera guy, like he is the camera guy for Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's get up. Boom, we get access to his $65,000 university.
Oh my gosh.
Now I can market water, air, sands, anything that you can sell, and everything is just understanding how to propose it. And I believe that's what's actually separate us, because as you said, there is so many life coaches, there is so many people who got books out there, and there is just a little bit of people actually understand how much important and how much it costs to market something on yourself. And actually the ROI, which is the return on investment, is unbelievable. It's a lifetime. Like now, every followers we have, I don't have him for 1 day, for 1 week. I know some people, like, sometimes they unfollow us but I'm happy, because I don't want everybody. I don't like everybody, and not everybody likes me, I'm so fine with that. But when I'm having somebody right now on my page, that's on me to leverage this person to figure out why he follow me, and what should I do for him to actually convert that to a client, and then we make a partnership and work for a long term maybe. And people, I think, having a hard time. And when I look to your page, I look to your work, I know that you understand what you're doing. Like, you're doing something that have a strategy, you have a goal, you have knowledge, and I'm really one of the people who respect it so much.
Thank you.
For real. And this is,
Same.
give it a shot, please. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really great.
Thank you.
So, I know we take a little long of your time, but
I've lost track of time. I don't even know what time it is.
Right. It's like 1:25. One more. I think there is 3 more questions. Are we gonna cut it? Okay. So, if you want to give yourself, your younger self, an advice with everything you experience, and you learn right now, what the biggest advice you can give to your younger self? The most valuable advice.
Yeah, I think that my younger self was a lot meaner. I think that I was a lot colder. I was a lot harder on myself, for sure, because I felt like I had to be. That was more of like a protection for me. I wouldn't say that I'm like super warm and friendly now. I'm sure a lot of people would not refer to me as warm and friendly. But if you saw me when I was younger, you would definitely think I'm a lot nicer now. And I wish that, if I could tell myself anything when I was younger, is that I can afford to be a little nicer, a little kinder. I don't have to protect myself quite so much, just so that I could, I guess, relax a little bit. You know, like not everybody is out to get you. And that's kind of how, when I grew up, that's what I assumed. Everybody had the worst intentions, I guess is a good way to say it. And I don't feel like that anymore as an adult. I think that people can still have bad intentions and you can read them accordingly. But I wish that I wouldn't have come into every relationship waiting for someone to prove me right. Like me waiting for them to prove me that they were wrong or, you know, or bad or something like that. I wish that I could go back and say, you can relax a little. You know, not everybody's out to get you. And I think that it would have made me a better business owner in the beginning, because I would probably have been a little more warm, a little more friendly, a little less emotional and rigid about everything that happened that didn't go right as a personal attack, as if it were a personal attack. I think that I would have been able to just say, oh, things happen sometimes, you know, but it took a lot of time for me to come to that conclusion. Whereas if I were younger and had started out that way, maybe things wouldn't have been so tight in the beginning.
That's I'm proud of you, like to overcome this. I think like your energy can tell me what you've been through and how you overcome it, because my mentor one time said, and even I heard it from Dr. Joe one time, he was saying that we attract what our consciousness have. We don't attract only what we think about. So sometimes, like even now with some of the challenge that's maybe in the business you have with the whatever going on, I always ask, I'm somebody, I never take anything as an answer. I ask why these things happen, like why I'm not, why he is, why she is, why he does, why he doesn't have, why he has. So I always want to know why. And going with this and studying the books and reading people mindset and energy, and I feel like we already attract what our consciousness have, like what we, let's say it in another way, what we feel about. Like that's what we feel in our life, that's what we attract. And I have experienced this with so many people, because you know, when I get in business, I want to work with anybody. I tell my mentor, I have like a little challenge with one of the client, because she have that mindset of like everybody want to take advantage of me. Like why you think so? Oh, because I'm like, but there is so much of you, like the same cloudy, but these people more successful because they don't think as what you think. So, and even like as a life coach, I'm like, this is a red flag for me, because like if I want to work with you, I want to work with you for you to be successful. That's how I get successful. If I work with you and nobody win, how nobody gonna make money and nobody gonna win, and my name is in the ground, and you're just like talking about me all
as
day
if you
long.
would give up your reputation.
Right.
Yeah.
So for that to be done, we have to be on the same page. You have to think positively, feel positively, and believe in yourself and what we're doing, because I'm not God. I'm going to help you to manifest what's within you. And that's when he said, like, you can't take everybody's money. Some people are like so locked in to their old story, and they keep repeating it over and over to manifest the same thing over and over, until they just choose one time to, okay, I don't want to have this experience, and I want to release that story and build a new personality and have an intention to actually, like me and her, when we pray, listen, we have intention to ask every cell in our body, every conscious, our heart, our soul, our spirit, our body, to activate and work on abundance. We believe in abundance, we are abundance, and everything we add value as abundance. So now we don't have lack, we don't know what it is, we don't know what, like, how that feels like, because we just. And I think that's what a lot of people like going through right now, is just repeating the same old experience. And that's why I said I'm proud of you, that to figure out that piece of your life where, you know, you overcome and you give yourself that space of peace. That's okay, you are protected, you are safe, and you are good, and you can now deal and be. And you know, for you to come by yourself to this place without even knowing us, that's a big trust. Like, I respect this, I appreciate that. And again, like, that's how strong you are right now. So if somebody, one thing, what do you think that the biggest challenge right now that a woman's facing as an entrepreneur, or like even like whatever they in their life, not just as an entrepreneur, as women as a whole. What do you think that the biggest challenge that they have and holding them back from their best version of themselves?
I think definitely, I mean, this is such a cliche, but the expectation of like starting a family at this exact time. You know, I'm 30 and I don't have kids. My husband would love to have kids like tomorrow. But for me, it's just, there are so many things that I want to do first. Mm-hmm. And my husband is incredibly understanding about that. But I think that for women, like, I'm not that your life can't go on after you have kids. Of course it can. There's so many amazing, and actually a lot of business owners with kids that I look up to. That I'm like, okay, I know that I can do it because they're doing it. Like, it's happening. Some people have kids and their business continues to grow. I think that for me, it's like, every time I see certain people, they're like, when are you getting pregnant? When are you going to have kids? You know, just constant. It's constant. Right. And I'm like, is that all that like we can expect of me? Right. You know, I don't want that to be the first thing you ask me when you see me. First of all, I don't think you should ask anybody that question ever. Right. But yeah, I mean, I just have like a laundry list of stuff to do. Right. You know, I just started my business when I was 27, which now looking back, I'm like, that's young, you know, but at 27, a lot of people I know already had kids. Right. So they're like, you're late. And it's like, there is no amount of pressure that somebody could put on me that would make me say, all right, I think I'm going to have kids. I think I'm just going to do it because everybody's ready for me to do it, you know. But I do believe that some women feel like the clock is ticking and they feel like they have to do it right now, whether that's society or their family or their husband, you know. And I think it's a shame because I didn't turn 30 and say, no, 30 was the age that I always told myself, like, okay, we need to be like figuring out if we're gonna have kids at this age. And I have been, you know, my husband and I discuss it often. And I didn't just like turn 30 and say, okay, it's time, you know. I'm like, okay, I have a better idea of what I need to do or what I would like to do before I even move on to like, let's start trying phase. And I just, honestly, it's a testament to who my husband is, like someone that he would never pressure me, you know, and he knows. But another thing is I've always been incredibly honest with him about that. I didn't say, you know, when we met, like, whenever you're ready to have kids, like, let's do it. You know, I've always said, this is going to take me some time. Right. Like, this is going to take me some time. And he was fine with that. But I think a lot of women just feel that societal expectation that you have to have kids early or by a certain age, otherwise you're like a geriatric pregnancy, you know, and I just don't agree with that.
I think that's so crazy, the program that people have, and as you said, the expectation and the society system that, I mean, a lot of us actually in there because it's just crazy. I think, are you able to detach from this system? Or you just skip it? Like, do you respond to people when they talk about that?
Oh,
or you
for
just
sure.
Skip that? You know,
no, I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty open, like, honest person. So if somebody asks me, I'll just tell them I'm not ready.
Okay, don't.
We're not ready. Yeah, okay. You know, I mean, I don't try to like make a lesson out of it or anything. I just say no, I'm not ready, and I just kind of leave it because I mean, really, it holds no expectation, you know. Why, like, first of all, it's none of your business is what I really want to say.
That's
you
right.
know, but no, I mean, I'll answer and say, you know, not ready, and I don't really think that anybody needs anything else besides that.
Absolutely. I don't think they ask because they care though.
I agree.
Yes, I don't think
I agree. So. Why is that the first thing? It's almost like they don't know what else to ask.
Right.
And that's what bothers me about it.
Like just,
let's Google some other questions
absolutely.
That we can ask when you run into me.
How I can be
How do
smarter
I have a conversation without asking this person when they're having kids?
Without hurting somebody or offending somebody. It's just, again, I think even the question is a program because they don't have better.
Yeah, they don't know. I mean, nobody, I can't tell you. I think more so in our family. Our family knows who we are. They know our thoughts and feelings, so they don't they don't ask us about it either, you know. It's people that I don't know that well that ask, which if somebody asked me that question, I know we're not close.
Right.
You would never approach me with that if we were close.
That's right. I mean, I wish
so
somebody
you mustn't know me that well.
when you are going to buy your yacht, maybe.
Yeah,
right?
or like a question about my business,
right?
You know,
or
my husband.
Yeah, apartment in New York. Some like, you know, I feel like this question maybe attract me. Feel like so good. So, but that's a great answer. And if somebody right now have like, if you want to advise somebody, you know, and you know the scare, you know, she's at home. She just want to figure out. She may don't want to go to school. She may in school. She, you know, but she doesn't know what's going on, and she is afraid to start or not start her business. What the 5 steps that you advise her to do today for her to go from where she is at to where you are right now? If you look
5 steps.
5 steps.
All right, 5 steps. If you're sitting at home and you don't want to sit at home anymore, I would say, first of all, write your business plan. It took me 6 months to write my business plan. You can't have an idea without writing it all down. It has to be somewhat organized. And I'm not an organized person. So it took a lot for me to write all my thoughts down. But now you have ChatGPT actually. So that'll help. I didn't have ChatGPT when I did it. But so write your business plan down and envision every single thing that you can about what. I never thought about my brand as like a baby brand. I always pictured what I wanted Batter to be like when it was as big as it ever could be. So what is the end goal? I have ideas that I'm working on right now that I thought of years ago, but it wasn't the time. So it's steps. So envision what you want to see at the end, like what's the end result. And then obviously financially, what are you going to do? Do you have money? Do you need money? You need to secure money. That would be the next step.
That's right.
You know, figure it out. I would say the 4th step is to make peace with the fact that you are going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. You are not going to get to just do whatever you want to do, even though that's what it feels like as a business owner. You can. Right. It's kind of like not quite the truth. You are going to, if you want your business to be successful, you're going to be working 24/7 essentially. I go to sleep, I dream about Batter. I wake up, I have a thought about what we should do at Batter. Every single day, I think about what Batter is, how it's doing, how it can get better, what's going on with my team, what's going on with me, what can I do every single day. So just go ahead and submit to the fact that that's going to be your new normal. And I would say 5th, maybe step would be to make sure you have a good support system. I don't think that I could have Batter if my husband or my family or even my friends didn't support me the way that I've been supported since the beginning. My husband has never, he has always been 100% he thinks I can do anything, you know, I mean, and because he thinks that I'll do it, you know, but my husband has never once thought if I come to him an idea, he's never been like, I don't know about that. He's like, oh, you could do it. Just to have that support, to just feel like you can do anything. And by the way, I would say on the list of people whose opinions I care about, make sure the person who you care about the most, that's the person that gives you the most support. Because that's how I feel about him. If my husband says that I can do XYZ, then I believe that I can, because my husband's no dummy. So it must be true. You know, so just make sure that you have someone that supports you, that you can really look to for guidance, and you, when things get really hard, because they will, you can lean on them until you're back to ready to get back up.
That's a blessing, and I like that. I think we are the product of our environment. So if we have like a weak environment, or environment that doesn't believe in themselves or in us, it's going to be always tough on everybody. And I like this 5-step because you know, understanding how to get money out the bank, or getting I think a lot of people waste their time actually looking for money, and I think they don't even focus on looking for ideas and a way to serve or help and propose something. So I just respect this so much that you figure out this way. What money means to you right now? You've been broke. You've been you've been in a situation that's a young girl in Alexandria, and you have all this dream, and So the money was different from now, right?
Yeah, money's definitely different. I really don't talk about money a lot just because I don't want somebody to ever get into this for the money. Like, I'm not into Batter I want Batter to support my family, right? But it's not just about the money for me. But money does change everything, and if somebody says that it doesn't, they're lying, because I mean, every single thing from the time that I started making money to now is different because I have money. I actually spend a large part of my money outsourcing all of the things that I can no longer do because I work all the time.
Right.
So I get my laundry done, that costs money. I get my house cleaned, that costs money. My car, if my husband's in baseball season, he's gone 80% of the time. I get my yard done, you know. I think that having money makes life, I don't want to say easier, because my life is not easier because I have money essentially, but it makes the mundane task, the everyday task that you would have to do if you didn't have money to pay for somebody to do it, it makes those things a lot easier. When I go to work, and also obviously I don't have kids, so that is a luxury in itself as far as like the time. Like, I have time to invest in all of this because I don't have kids yet, and I know that one day that will change. But for me, it's like when I go to work, I don't have to think about what chores I'm going to do when I get home. I get all day to focus on my business explicitly. Like, that's it. That's all I do. And so I would not, if I wasn't making money and couldn't pay somebody to do those things, I would not have that luxury.
That's right.
I'd be at home thinking about, I have 3 loads of laundry to do. I have to clean my house and, you know, like, so it does change things. And I won't say that it's made me happier, but it 100% makes things in life so much easier.
So you think, if you want to answer like in 2 words, you think it's a tool, or it's a power, or what do you think it is? If you want to like.
I don't necessarily think money is power, but I would say that money is definitely a tool to be used. I think money can be leveraged. And I think that, you know, they say the rich get richer. I mean, that is, I've witnessed that, you know, as far as not just with myself, but like you see it every day, you know, there's a reason that there's generational wealth, you know, I mean, it's incredible. And I think that if money is anything to me, it's opportunity.
Wow, I like that.
I mean, growing up, I had to make a lot of my own opportunity without money. But now I see, like, oh my gosh, these people, especially as you get older, what a blessing it is to have money growing up.
Right.
You know, to have the luxury of having parents that, you know, they're a unified front, they both make decent money, whether it's millions or not millions, you know, just money in general. To not have to be, there are things that people that grow up with money are not concerned about. You know, what a blessing it is to not be concerned about money growing up. And that's how I feel now. Like, what a blessing it is for me to not have to know. And Kim K just recently said this on a podcast, like, I don't know how much a gallon of milk is. And it's like, what a blessing that you don't have to even think about it. Yeah. Like, when I go to the grocery store, I buy whatever I want. That was a dream when I was young, you know. If I see it, I put it in the buggy, you know. That's what it is, you know. And I think that people just don't realize until it's you know, like, that's how I want my children. And one day, obviously I don't want my children to be spoiled, because I certainly wasn't, but I would love to afford my kids the opportunity to not have to worry about money. That's grown-up problems, you know.
Great.
And so for me, I just, opportunity, I guess. That's what money is to me.
That's a blessing. So where do you see the brand in the next 2 years now?
I would love to answer that honestly, but I can't really say. I know, but I can't really say, because we have a launch coming.
Okay.
I can say a much, much bigger space. Much, much, much bigger. I just don't know how. I'm not super creative on the spot. Yeah.
You have something.
I have a launch plan, you know.
That's awesome. We're gonna be there.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, invite us.
Yeah,
and
for
we
sure.
will be there. Yeah, that's a blessing. I just like I like the journey. I like how you, like, even when you said about see it, like imagine it, like understand what you really, what this the outcome that you're working for. Because a lot of us, of people, they have this chaos in their life because they work, and they get tired because they don't get to somewhere because they don't even know where they work, what they're working for. And Tony Robbins said, you can't reach target that you don't know, right? And just understanding this, and the law of attraction, what we think is what we become. And that's actually a great power. But we just want to let you know that we're really proud of you. We're proud of, like, even here in New Orleans, a lot of people talk about what you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you're doing good for so many, in so many places. And for me, I see that as an inspiration, as like who I am and where I came from. Is just to see like a lady, and with all respect, I know that man, sometimes they say, oh, the man is not. I feel like, no. And as you said, with like, I appreciate my wife a lot too, for us to actually have this time together, because she made it happen. And it's just crazy how I feel like how God is so great to bring all this stuff, and for you to have this energy and to have this passion. And because I dream, like, she knows, like, when I'm sleeping, I'm making meetings. I'm like, yo, we have to do one. I wake up sometimes, I'm like, wow, like,
yeah, pen and paper by the bed.
Like, insane. I mean, I just love it. It's just like, I mean, it's not about the money, but I know I will make so much money, and that's not the question for sure. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is to tell my mom, like, listen, like, there is everything you want is there for you. Like, my now my son, my wife, like, who believed in me and who actually supported me to be able, like, wherever she want to live, like, she want to go to New York. Yeah, we have a place. We have this. We don't have to think.
I'll meet y'all over there.
Yeah, we will for sure. And hopefully, like, we will be part again. Like, again, I really love what you do. I think this is something, like, so great. And anywhere that we can support and help, we would love to be there.
Thank you.
Of course, it was amazing. And all this is for you. We really believe, I really believe, when you know better, you can do better. And I think there is so much things that's holding you back. And this is enough for you to know. This is just like a thought. It's time for action. It's time to make it happen. And you don't need money. You need people. The people got the opportunity. They got the money. They got the client. People are everything right now. So if you already know how to reach out to the right people, it's not about how, it's who. That's my mentor saying. And I think this is a great example. And again, we just want to thank our sponsor, Dr. Device Plus and Sol the Jeweler. Thank you so much for being great. And again, we love this time, and we appreciate you a lot. Thank you, of course. Thank you. Where can they find you?
Yeah, so I have a TikTok. It's Abi Caswell, my first and last name. I have an Instagram, Abi Caswell, first and last name. And then also my businesses have their own social medias, so I do keep those separate. So we have an Instagram for Batter Bakery _NOLA. That's the New Orleans location. We have Batter Bakery, just how it is, on Instagram for our flagship location in Hammond. And then we actually just recently started a TikTok for the Batter Girls, which are like our team of employees. So that's on TikTok at Batter Girls. So they kind of are just doing like funsy stuff over there.
That's awesome. And we will put all these links in the description. Please follow her, support her, because when you support, you will get support. And remember that God first. And I will see you at the top. Thank you.